Welcome to the show today. Oh, I put my hand in front. Oh well, life goes on. Long after the thrill of living is gone. I'm trying to get in this swing here. Maybe I should just sit on a chair. Instead of trying to get into this here swing right here. Yeah, swing. Nice swing. Let's see if I can get in it without tripping up. Oh. La 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 la. Oh, I shut it down. Okay. Oh no, I did it. Or what was it doing? I don't know. These are my new glasses. They have the yellow with the gold sparkles, and they're clear, but they're bigger cat eyes. Oh no, no! My dog's freaking out. I'll be back. Well, I put the dog inside because it was the wind. The wind is really kicking up out here on the back porch. And all around, you can see the trees. If you can see the trees. Now, my daughter's dog and my dog are in there barking in the house. Are they going to save us from a storm? I don't think they are, but anyway. So, I want to talk about niche. N-I-C-H-E, your niche. Sometimes on the job, when I would take a different job from the job I was doing, when I applied for another job with my GS rating, went from GS3 to a 4 to a 5. And in the military, went from an E1 to an E2 to an E3 to an E4 to an E5 to an E6. An E6 is a staff sergeant. And they say so happy you found your niche. N-I-C-H-E, that word. Which means a place that is very, that it fits you, that it's pleasing or what you want. But I never really did find a niche in any job I ever had, even the National Guard. And like my grandson said, sometimes you just do what you have to do. If you're good at something, you do it. As I always say, well, why not find a job that you love? Oh, don't get me wrong. There are people who have jobs that truly love their job, what they're doing. So these glasses are bigger cat eyes, and they're leaving a bigger glare than ever. So I'm going to try to turn my head as I talk so the glare's not showing up from my glasses, my new glasses. Yeah, a niche. And I had many people say to me when I leave a job and take another job, so glad you found your niche. Well, guess what? I never really found a niche. I would love to play piano better. I took 10 years of piano lessons, and I play I only took a year of lesson. That's how bad I am at piano. I like typing, but I don't love it. I would have loved to be an elementary school teacher. Went to college for a year for that, but the money ran out because I went back to college when I was 39, and now I'm 66, so I'm not going to ever teach. But I was a teacher's aide for a year or two. Monroe Valley in Pennsylvania Elementary, Monroe Valley Elementary, and then an elementary in Missouri, and I took the test for I forget what it's called now, to be like associates, what you need an associate's degree for, parapro. And my oldest daughter went over algebra and everything with me the night before the test, or I would have never passed that. We got on FaceTime and talked about it, and she told me some tricks about algebra as far as the parentheses and the A plus B equals C stuff. So I passed that test with a pretty high score, so I was a parapro for a while, maybe not quite a year, because then I went to a bus aide, and I got along with the kids on the bus real well, but then I left for another reason, which I'm not going to get into details about, but a niche. I'm so glad you found your niche. Is life perfect? Is it black and white? Is they're all good and all bad? And if someone does something to you that's really bad, are they a bad person? No, they're not. They just chose to do something that was really bad, and it's not black and white. There's a lot of gray in the world. And do you trust everyone all the time? I used to think you should, but I know now you can't. You can't trust everything and everyone, but can you love them and not like the wrong they did? And it's not black and white where they're all good or all bad. There's going to be bad days. And some days when they come home grouchy, I feel like, what did I do? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? It's my fault this happened. It's my fault that happened. And I'm not going to argue about this with my family of origin or my siblings or anyone, that your childhood is what makes you the adult that you are. And sometimes there's adults who are still 4-year-olds in their own minds. And I could say I was like that for a long time. Not in a narcissistic way, but in a very I hate myself way, like I'm a piece of crap way. And I turn to whatever you want, I'll conform, and that's how I'm loved if I do what's right. And if there's anything wrong with the family, it's me because I'm a bad child. I was told I was bad, bad, bad when I did something wrong. And do people say 4-letter words? I think everybody. Even if it's just a simple 4-letter word that your parents said you can't say. One that starts with SH. People have said it, slipped out of their mouths. You get upset. As far as finding your niche, I don't think I ever found such a thing in my life, finding a niche. But the world isn't black and white. It's awful gray. And anything that someone else did wrong, each person's capable of. It's whether you say, I know the 10 Commandments, I know morals, I know it's not right to do any of those 10 Commandments. And it's bad enough if you think it in your head, so just don't go ahead and do it. Like stealing. Don't steal from others to have what they have. Earn your own money and get what you want or what you need, you know? There's assistance if you're really in a hard way. But don't lie, don't steal, don't commit adultery, don't take the Lord's name in vain. There's like 10 commandments, and I can't think of them all right now. Honor your father and mother that your days on this earth may be long. I mean, I wasn't perfect, but I tried to honor them. I can feel when someone comes in. I'm not saying it's me that they're mad at, but if they're upset about something, I'll say, what is it that I did in my head? And I feel in the way. But anyway, niche, that's what I'm trying to talk about. It's not all about me, but I'm the one with myself the most. So niche. I don't think I ever had such a thing as a niche. But I am saying still to this day, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm here. And there's a lot of kids in the world who feel that way. And if they're young, like 15 or around that age, they still have time. But I didn't learn until I was 58 years old that my childhood is basically what formed me. Yeah, I was more sensitive than some of my siblings. They were more like, who cares, whatever mom says. But I think she'd come home screaming because the dishes weren't done. I thought she was going to kill one of us if we didn't do the dishes. I thought conforming and not having an opinion or speaking up was the only way I could be loved, if that's even love. I'm not saying this on purpose. It's by accident. It's unintentional a lot. If it's intentional, you're a freaking lunatic who had children and you shouldn't have. It's unintentional when you have a child with a disability or a handicap or whatever the word is now that we have to say. Like a child with autism and the second child doesn't. A lot of times you're so wrapped up in helping the autistic that you don't even do what you should with the younger child, and you're thinking they're fine, they're okay. But if they're sensitive, they're not going to speak up and say, I'm not okay, because that's just how we decided to get love. When the other things are going wrong with the older siblings I had, my oldest brother especially, I was 7, and my mom was like, whatever, you're fine. You have food. You eat your food because there's kids in Africa starving. You know, you have this, your little problem. You fell and your knees are bloody. You have no reason to cry. Why are you crying? Kids in Africa are starving. There's people that have it so much worse. Your mom didn't just leave their dad and you don't have a mom right now. No comment. So, yeah, she was a rescuer, and if you seemed okay, you're fine. Guess what? I'm not fine. I never found any niche. Niche, that word. So, you found what fits you. There is nothing that fits perfect unless it's designed for on your body, like Dolly Parton's clothing. Her clothing fits really good. But, you decide to love people too. I decided to forgive my mom and love her. And then there's people say, you had nothing to forgive her for because she was such a good mom and grandma. She was so good to you. Oh, are you in my body? Did you live my life? No, you didn't. So the word niche, I don't know if I like it or not. I don't think I do. I'm going in the house right now, so see what these dogs are up to. That's right, I turned the light off in this room because it's going to get up to 82 here in Prattville, Alabama. It's going to get warm. So I have the fan running and the lights low and the shades closed to keep it cooler in the house, like my grandma used to do. I'm going in through the house up to where the piano is. And play a little piano. The dog's coming with me. The lights are out up here to keep it cooler too. There's some lights. So have you found your niche? I hope. A lot of times people don't. But when people would say, I'm glad you found your niche, I'm like, what in the world are they talking about? I know what the word means, but it's like, I didn't find my niche. Use the sustain button. I can't remember happy birthday. So I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day and that you know things are gray. They're not black and white in any situation. We all have bad days. And some people are happy-go-lucky, giddy some days, and they want to do everything and have fun. And other times you're grumpy, like the 7th dwarf, my favorite dwarf. Sometimes you're just grumpy. And that's okay. It's okay to be not okay. Just like my mom would say, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. And just get it done. Mostly because she wanted it done. I know, we're not perfect. Especially she wasn't. And any of my sisters or brothers who say she was perfect. My other 3 brothers are in heaven. So, but any of the sisters still around said she was just the perfect mother. The answer is no, she wasn't. She was not. So anyway, have a great day. And if you're grumpy, just take care of yourself and do what you got to do. If you feel sick, you got to call in some days. And just keep dancing.